We have a vast amount of this purslane. It's growing all around here.
Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family.
I'm here right outside of our greenhouse on our off-grid homestead, and I have noticed that since we've had an abundant amount of rain, I haven't had to water my plants, but all of the seeds that have been distributed around have been watered, and now I have all these volunteer plants. So many volunteer zinnias. I'm so happy about that. But I also have a vast amount of green, which you can see, and that is covered. Oh, and a funny caterpillar will sting me. We have a vast amount of this purslane. It's growing all around here. Quite an abundance of it. Well, so I'm trying to decide, is it a pest or is it a benefit? A few years ago, I had done some research and discovered that purslane is such a good plant. And I had actually ordered seeds, even though it is a weed that obviously spreads very easily. Well, I learned that it's so good for our endocrine system, it's good for balancing hormones, it's good for lowering cortisol. And so I wanted all of that. So I grew a small, probably a 2x2 section a few years ago, and it didn't do as well as I thought it should. But this year it just planted itself, and it's abundant and it's everywhere and it's so lush. It's kind of a succulent. And so I'm out here weeding. I have a tremendous amount of weeds, but I've decided God planted the purslane, so I think I'm going to use it. So I have been throwing this into smoothies, and I really can't taste it. I might have to increase the amount that I put in there because I just started out slow in case we didn't like the taste of it. But so far it's not bad. And they say that you can put it in salads and eat it like that. And it's very interesting. See the leaves, they are almost a little bit mucilaginous, just slightly. So it's not like crisp like lettuce. It has a very, very mild, almost a sorrel taste, like lemon, like sourgrass, but not that much. So actually it's pretty neutral. I think I'll just continue putting mine into green smoothies because that way we won't even taste of it and we can get the benefits of it. I just wanted to ask you if you have this purslane growing everywhere and what you're doing with it. I'm just kind of curious. Are you saving it? Are you using it? I suppose we could probably dry it as well if I thought about that, because there's so much here, and that it's just going to be gone pretty soon. So in the meantime, I'm going to be weeding the rest of this and trying to get it under control, but I'm going to save the purslane.
If you haven't heard of purslane, you're not the only one. Normally, around our culture, it's regarded as a weed, but in many other countries and cultures, they are wiser than we are, and they use it for food and also as medicine. In Chinese folklore, purslane is known as the vegetable for long life. It thrives in many climates, especially hot, dry ones, and it is a succulent, so you'll find it all throughout the summer. Purslane has a lot of health benefits, which are quite impressive. It's loaded with antioxidants like vitamin A, C, and beta carotene, and it also has some properties that have been shown to be anti-cancer, so that's good. Also, we have omega-3 fatty acids, which are normally only found in fish, but purslane is one of the only plant exceptions besides seaweed. So it has the highest recorded levels of omega-3 fatty acids of any land-based plant. So that's good news for your health of your arteries and to prevent strokes, heart attacks, and other kinds of heart disease. Omega-3 fatty acids, we all could use more of them in our diet because they help to reduce our risk of dementia, some types of cancer, including breast cancer. What first drew me to purslane was the reports of its effect on cortisol and hormone levels. It has a good effect on balancing hormones and reducing belly fat and all of the things that we need in our diet. So I think purslane is just a great one to add to our daily routine. It's also good for our bones, our liver, and for certain types of bacterial and viral infections.
The problem is the purslane is growing with all this Bermuda grass, and so it's going to be kind of tedious to get it weeded. But the good thing is that the purslane seems to be shading a lot of the grass, so it's not gotten completely under control. And let me show you my zinnias. They're all volunteers from zinnias that we've had in the past. And over here on this side, I do have my cats with me. More purslane. Whoops, more purslane. They're just a few zinnias, but aren't they pretty? Let's see how many cats I have. I have Booger, Big Mama. Back here on the log is Chuck. Oh, down there you could probably not see that little haze over there is Stinker. Somewhere around here is Tubby. He's been hanging around, and Buddy is hanging around here somewhere, but I think they've gone off in search of adventure. If you see Booger, she is intent on watching this squash blossom because there's at least 2 bumblebees in there. Uh-oh. And here's where she's going to get herself in trouble. There's a third. Curiosity killed the cats. We can look down into the garden and we see that the corn is tasseling. It's even making ears. Uh-oh, now she's gonna get herself in trouble. She seems to know enough about it to not completely go hog wild. Over here we have one of the nice sunflowers, I think the Autumn Beauty. And then we have some over here peeking through the corn. We're trying to get this garden fence finished, getting put up on Sunday. We got it part of the way around. We need more manpower. Here's Buddy to check it out. He's also very curious. The thing about cats is that they do not leave well enough alone. You also have a nice patch of holy basil here that's coming in. A lot of our holy basil has gone to flower and seed, but some of it over here is just starting, so it's going to be really nice and lush, great for tea.
You may wonder what to do with purslane once you grow it or if you let your weeds grow, and I have good news for you. It is very neutral in a smoothie. I tried it in a sandwich and that was adding a nice crunch and kind of a nice texture and flavor. I really kind of liked that. This morning I actually sauteed some with some olive oil just in a skillet and a little bit of salt, and I really liked it. It kind of tones down that lemony flavor, but it does have kind of a salty flavor as well, which I really appreciated, and I would eat that. I could eat it every day. I've been harvesting the purslane and throwing it into smoothies, and I even had some on a sandwich yesterday. It wasn't bad. I recommend starting in small quantities because the texture and the taste are a little bit different to get used to. I find that the purslane has a slightly mucilaginous quality to it. In other words, when you chew it, it'll get a little bit slimy in your mouth. So that's something to get used to, and I don't find it bad. It's not like terrible. It's just different. But when you throw them in your smoothies, which I've been doing, I've just been taking the leaves off, and they are very tender. They're almost kind of succulent, but if you throw them in your smoothies, you won't notice that they're there. They thicken up your smoothies a little bit, and so I haven't found that that's a bad way to eat it, and I've been trying to incorporate more greens into my smoothies. So that's one thing that I recommend. Start small and then just work up. So this handful for me would be a decent amount to put in my smoothie, and that's where it's going. We often make smoothies in the morning with berries, plant protein, and different other flavorings. So I find that the purslane added in there, nobody even really notices. You don't notice the color. Do you see any green stuff in there? Just make sure that you blend it up really well and nobody's even the wiser. I cooked up several cups of the leaves and stems this morning, and they reduced down to probably a half a cup of greens, but I loved them and I ate them all. My husband tried a bite. He said they were okay, so that's high praise from him. I think the moral of the story is if life brings you lemons, make lemonade. If God sends you purslane, cook it up, eat it, chop it up, and enjoy it. You'll reap the benefits and enjoy free food. Until next time, stop and pick your zinnias, smell the roses, eat the purslane, and stay safe, be well, and may God bless you.